From Nutrien Ag Solutions, I'm Senior Meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your Canadian Prairie weather story for Monday, April 29th, 2024. As we start off talking about the next 10 days, we've got an active week ahead. A storm system spinning across the region, bringing anywhere from 20 to 30 millimeters of precipitation to many areas of the prairie. Some areas seeing a little bit less, some areas seeing a little bit more. Temperatures trending a bit cooler with clouds and rain over the next few days, and then storm systems continue to be lined up, looking at the potential for an active pattern through the month of May. As again, we get started here early this week, Monday morning, April 29th. We've got a storm system spinning away across portions of the upper Midwest. We've got precipitation lifting into the region on the north side of that, and then another disturbance coming in from the west, bringing some precipitation along with it as well. So as we kind of zoom in, take a look at the radar, southern Manitoba, you are being impacted by the storm system over the upper Midwest of the United States. The flow coming around, the top of that one, bringing some precipitation, and then another little disturbance making its way in across the northwest U.S. That is what is kicking off the scattered shower activity across portions of Alberta, far western Saskatchewan. Temperatures across the region right now, anywhere from, around freezing, maybe a couple degrees cooler as you make your way to the east, being impacted by that storm system. Parts of southeastern Saskatchewan, central Manitoba, your cool spot this morning, and then you can head over to parts of western Alberta, getting into the higher elevations. It cools off there as well. Otherwise, a lot of Alberta, Saskatchewan, seeing those temperatures between 3 to 7 degrees here on Monday morning. Now, as we look at the next 7 days overall from the European ensemble model, again, you see heavy precipitation across the central U.S. as storm systems run in here, but then on the north side of that storm track, again, we're in line for several rounds of precipitation across the region over the next 2 weeks or so. As we head into the week 2 time frame, you see that pattern just continuing, an active Pacific jet stream pattern, bringing in chances for precipitation to the region. This is what that looks like as we look at the upper level jet stream heights. Again, you see just the series of, these blue little dips in the jet stream. That is upper level low pressure. That is what brings us the active weather and keeps us in line for those chances for precipitation. Again, this is the pattern that we really hoped for as we go back, a couple of months talking about exiting winter, entering spring in that March, April, May timeframe. Can we just get ourselves set up so that we're in line for the active spring storm track? And that's what we've got now. So of course, details, impacts as we get further out, going to be a little bit harder to piece together, but the story, the background piece is there, and that is that setup for a series of storm systems. Now again, looking short term with the NAM model, this is going to show us over the next 3.5 days or so, starting off on Monday morning. Again, precipitation starting to exit the east with this initial storm system, but then beginning to return from the west as we head through the next couple of days. So this is your Monday night forecast, this area of low pressure spinning into portions of southern Alberta, southwestern Saskatchewan, and then we head into, this would be Tuesday night. This is now Wednesday morning, getting into Wednesday night, and now all the way into Thursday. So really over the next 3.5 days, all the way through at least Thursday, we've got a storm system in the region. Total precipitation between now and this would be Saturday morning, May 3rd. Again, a lot of folks here picking up anywhere from 20 to 30 millimeters of precipitation. Some areas, some pockets of higher amounts. And then as you get toward the higher elevations here in western Alberta, some of this falling as snow as well. Could certainly pick up some snow in Calgary accumulating as we head through the rest of the week as well. So there you got it. I mean, precipitation kind of variable, but a lot of folks expected to see a good dose of moisture this week. As we zoom out, we'll look at the European model, again, starting off on Monday morning, April 29th. Let's go ahead and bring it back here. First area of low pressure over the Great Lakes, departing to the east. Another area of low pressure as we start off on Monday morning, right around the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. This is now, let's take it back here, Monday morning, getting into Monday evening. This is your Monday night, Tuesday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. This is your day on Wednesday, getting into midday Thursday. This is how far the last model took us. We've now got the next area of low pressure starting to also exit to the east, but the pattern remains loaded. So as we head into the weekend, maybe a little bit of a lull here. This is Friday, the area of low pressure forecast to kind of lift into Ontario. We're keeping that precip going in eastern portions of the prairie all the way into Saturday morning before the first low lifts off to the north toward the Hudson Bay. This would be Saturday night into Sunday. We see another little area of low pressure sneaking in across the Pacific Northwest. This one currently forecast to track just a bit south of the prairie, but does still clip you there in southeastern Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba, as you get towards Sunday and Monday, but then you see the pattern just reloads. Another area of low pressure lifting into the prairie as we get into Tuesday, May 7th. This one expected to bring precipitation to the region as well. And then look at this in the Gulf of Alaska all the way out on May 9th. Another area of low pressure beginning to make its way into the prairie. So this is the pattern we wanted to see over the next 8 days or so, taking it into Tuesday morning, May 7th. Your probability of picking up half an inch over here, 0.5, and then 1 inch on the right. This is the European ensemble model. Again, half an inch, just about everyone in that 80 to 90% plus percentage range. And then as we talk about picking up an inch, a lot of folks here with that 50 to 60, maybe 70% chance of picking up an inch or more over the next 8 days or so. And then as we looked, the pattern continues to roll on. This is through May 7th. But we know that as I showed you that model there just, a moment ago, May 9th, we've got another system lined up and ready to make its way through the prairie. So looking at the entire month of May from the European long-range weather forecast model, where we see that green shading and the forecast for an above-average active pattern just follows that Pacific jet stream trajectory right into the prairie. So again, we will see how this shakes out. We'll watch each week as it comes at us. But overall, the pattern is there to get some moisture in here as we exit winter, heading into the beginning of spring. Those temperatures, as we see clouds and rain accompanying these areas of low pressure, they're going to trend a bit cooler. This does not mean we're seeing any significant shot of bitterly cold air settling in from the Arctic. I'm just saying if it's cloudy, it's rainy, it's stormy, it's going to be a bit cooler as well. You see that response in temperatures here in Calgary, 11 for the high today, down to 6, 5, 7 midweek. Rebounding though as we head into next week. Of course, we would ride that wave as storms kind of move through the area. Clouds and rain, the area of low pressure, bring in some cooler temperatures, but then as that system exits, another area of low pressure begins to approach. We get southerly flow on the leading edge there, and that brings in that surge of warmer air as well. So Edmonton, you see the same thing, a dip in those temps midweek, warming back up for the weekend. Saskatoon, it's just going to be cut and paste the forecast for temperatures here. 19 for the high today, 8 for the high Wednesday and Thursday. Same story here in Regina, a balmy 20 degrees today. Enjoy it. You'll be down in the single digits Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rebounding into the mid-teens early next week. Here you are in Winnipeg, a little bit of a different story here. We will see those temperatures warming a little bit as the area of low pressure over you right now departs. We see some of that southerly flow in advance of the incoming storm. Your temperatures dip a bit as we head into the weekend. Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you again on the first Monday of the month of May.